God's pedagogy uses signs and words and deeds to teach us. He uses external things to teach an inner spiritual reality, right? We see this, of course, in the Gospels with Jesus and his parables. What's the kingdom of heaven like? Well, the kingdom of heaven is like a dragnet. The kingdom of heaven is like a farmer. The kingdom of heaven is like a seed. The kingdom of heaven is like a guy who lost a sheep. The kingdom of heaven is like a widow who lost a coin, right? All these concrete reality, things that we can see and touch and feel and realize in our own lives. He uses these to bring about this deeper spiritual understanding of things that we can't see and feel and touch and know that we're realizing in our lives, right? This is what I like to call the sacramental principle. We're built this way, and of course, God knows this because He built us that way on purpose, right? We're not just souls trapped inside bodies, and we're not just bodies without souls. We're body-soul composites. We are a combination of the spiritual and immaterial and the physical material world. And so it makes sense that we need to learn in that way. And so God does that, right? He doesn't just tell us about himself, he becomes one of us. And he doesn't just say, I'm like a family. He gives us families to experience the world around us in and through so that we can make sense of this concept of relationship that he has in mind for us, right? And so God is constantly using this sacramental principle. Certainly in instituting the seven sacraments of the church, Jesus gives us seven sensate ways of encountering him. So we know when we receive the Eucharist, we receive Jesus. We know when we are anointed with sacred chrism that we receive the power of the Holy Spirit. We know when we're anointed with the oil of the sick that we're experiencing Jesus' healing ministry right now today. These are concrete, sensate things, right? This sacramental principle. And this plays out in all of our programming in trying to give people material things, right? Especially in our kids programming, we're always giving them some sort of take-home item that has to do with whatever we were talking about in that session. But even in a lot of our adult sessions, we're trying to give them, and not even adult sessions, just the parish at large, we're giving them books at Christmas and Easter. We're giving out holy cards and medals and rosaries and scapulars and prayer books and all these things because we need physical reminders of the spiritual world. This is the way that God forms us, and it's the way that we need to form each other. And we as catechists especially have to remember, as we're using these concrete realities to try to explain these non-concrete truths, we have to use the church's words to explain those. Sometimes there's a temptation to say, oh, well, people don't understand grace anymore, so we don't need to talk about grace, or people don't understand this church word. Well, yeah, they're never going to understand the word if we don't use it and don't explain it. Don't just use it without explaining it. We have to use the words that the church teaches, relate those to those concrete realities of life, and then explain what the church means by those words. That's how we utilize the sacramental principle in catechesis. That's how we mirror God's pedagogy when we catechize.